Hey guys, it's Wendy here with Wendy's Plans, and today I am going to show you everything that I got at the Triangle Pen Show, and then I will probably swatch the inks and the pen in a separate video. I just don't, I want to keep it as short a video as I can. I don't want it to be an hour video. So I will probably swatch everything in another video. So I am just going to pull everything over and then I'm going to show you what I got. So the first ink that I picked up is one of the Iroshizuku inks, and this one is, I don't even know how to say it, Shro, I don't know, but it is a very pretty dark teal. So I'm going to hold it up here. So it's going to be this color here. So I thought that, look at it in the bottle. Oh, anyway, I like this size bottle for Pilot better than the bigger bottles. Now, if I can't find the color that I'm looking for in this size, then I will get the bigger bottle if it's an ink that I truly want. And I do have a few of the bigger bottles. So anyway, that was the first ink. Not necessarily the first one I purchased, but anyway, it was the first ink that I got, or I'm showing you. Then I am going to open this one. I think I need my scissors for this one. This is a Colorverse ink. Okay, so let's, it says to put your scissors here, but there we go. There we go. Follow the instructions, Wendy. So this one, this is the Colorverse, and it is called Walk the Dog. And guys, here lately, I have just really been into the green inks. The inside of this box is really cool. Let's see. Joy in the guys, I cannot see today. I don't have my glasses on. Joy in the Ordinary season 6, and they have walked the, okay, so they have 76 is Under the Shade, Walk the Dog, Rainy Day, Coffee Break, Brunch Date, and Delicious Sleep. I think that's what it says. Guys, I don't have my glasses on. But these are the ones in this range. And these are stickers. Yeah. So this one, when I swatch, I can put my sticker beside it. I'm sure these are supposed to go somewhere in particular, but that's where mine's going to go. But I thought this would be a very fun here is another Joy in the Ordinary. Those are cute. But look at the inside of this box, guys. It's kind of cute. It's got all these designs in there. Anyway, didn't know that until I just opened it. So this one's going to be a fun ink too. I think this color is going to be like another just perfect green. So I'm excited to see that. And I'm going to leave this one out and go to the next green that I got. So I can kind of show you the difference. It's hard to see. But as you can see, one is a little bit darker and one is a little bit lighter. So I knew I wanted a darker green and a lighter green, but I knew I wanted them in the more olivey green. So this is the Wearing Gold, and it's called Path. Now, what I really didn't realize is that it had shimmer in it. So it looks like it has gold maybe yellow. I really can't tell. So this one's going, I guess it's gold because that's what's right here. And this one is called Path. And I'm excited to use it. You can see it on the bottom a little bit as I turn it with the shimmers in there. So this one's going to be fun to use, but the difference in the colors, maybe if I show you this way. Number one, one's going to have shimmer, one's not. You really can't tell the difference, but this one is lighter than the other. So I'm excited to, oh, here we go. That's like a swatch. Isn't that pretty? So that will be so much fun to use. Then this was not on my list at all, but I saw this swatched in I didn't tell y'all, this was Wearing Gall. The next four are going to be Wearing Gall. This one was Colorverse. I'm like, did I tell you guys? My brain is just gone. It was so much fun, and I'll tell you a little bit about the pen show in this video. But this one is called George Orwell 1984. Was not on my list of anything. I kind of put down, oops. Okay, I tried to put a list down of the colors that I wanted, and this definitely was not anywhere on my list. So I'm going to show you the swatch, and it's kind of hard to see the coloring. Because the swatch that I saw had more, you could really see the red over the green. So that's going to be an interesting one to swatch. If you can look at the bottom when I turn it over, see how much red is in that, I don't know if it's glitter or it's the particles for the shimmer. But it has I don't even know how to tell you the color dimensions for this one, but it was such a pretty color. So I can't wait to show you this one once I swatch it. Now, this was the one that was in the book, and I went looking for this ink when I saw the sample they had swatched. So I'm really hoping it's going to be as pretty as the sample that they had. So this one is called George Orwell 1984. So that one's going to be so pretty. Okay. I am the girl who really doesn't, I like the look of shimmer inks. I don't like to clean pens when they have all that in them. So it's very odd that the 6 or 4 colors that I got from Wearing Gall all have shimmer in them. So this one's called The Valley of Fear. And oh, this one does not. This just has a little bit of shading to it. So this is what it's going to look like afterward. It's just the different, where it just settles and shades to a different color. So I thought this one would be fun. And this one again is called The Valley of Fear. So it's got kind of a dark purple with, like, I don't know if that's more of a pink or, anyway. I thought it was pretty and I grabbed it. The last one that I got from Wearing Gall is called A Little Princess. So 3 out of the 4 have shimmer. So this is a purple with a whole lot of gold shimmer to it. try to, I'm not fixing to swatch, so I'm not worried about that. But let's look at that gold in there. That's going to be such a pretty, I think it's just going to be pretty. But it is in this lavender shade with that gold in it. So, number one, I didn't have any. Here's their little swatch. So I think it's going to be pretty. I didn't have any lavender or purple ink, and I did have light lavender and a dark purple. And I really didn't get the dark purple, but that's okay. I will find a purple somewhere. Now, this was not on my radar. I was not going to get any pens because, and I will link up above the huge pen haul that I just had. My intent was to get ink at the show, but I saw this pen and it was a good price. Now, I am going to say, I don't know that you get the best deals at a pen show. I just know from my experience, I feel like I don't do any worse at the pen show than I would do at a shop. I feel like for the most part, you do get a little bit of a break at the pen show. But I have been looking at the online at the Navalar pens, and I just had not ordered one. And I told you guys I am into my green era evidently. But I saw this one and it was just so stinking pretty, guys. I just I don't know why, but I just absolutely loved it. And it is a fine point. I just absolutely love this pen. And it was just so stinking pretty. And they had so many pens there. I don't remember the booth that I was in for this one. If I'm being honest, there was 70 plus tables or vendors there, and I really don't know the vendor. I want to say his name was Adam. I don't even think his name was Adam. I don't remember, but there was so much going on, guys. But I did get this pen, and once I swatch the inks, I will ink up this pen and some of the other pens that I have not inked up for you yet and show you those. But I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and show you what I got. Now, as I said, I'm not sure that you get a better deal at a pen show or not. But what you do get is a lot of knowledge. And guys, coming home yesterday, I told Emma that I had a tickle in my throat, and I can still feel it. So I do apologize that my voice is not the best today. I do think when you talk to the vendors, and not just the pen vendors, but the ones that are selling accessories and inks and all of that stuff, there's more there. The paper products that they have, the all of that stuff, you just gain a lot of knowledge, and I think it's worth going just for that. Now, I don't know how much it's typically costs to get in pen shows, but I do know the one in Raleigh, which is called the Triangle Pen Show, the entrance fee for one day was $10. I think if you did a 2-day pass, it was $15. I don't know how much if you did the whole, I think it was 4 days this time, Thursday. I think it started Thursday afternoon or maybe Friday. I don't know. but I know it was longer than it normally is. But they have tickets based on a, a ton of, if you're going to be there every day, you can get a discount on the tickets. But me and Emma just went for a 1 day visit, and so it was $10 each. Now, Emma, I have bought her a couple of fountain pens, and I have given her some different inks, and she is an artist, and she has used inks and fountain pens for drawing, but not necessarily for her pens that she uses for drawing is different than the fountain pens that I have given her. She uses those strictly for drawing, and then the ones I've given to her for writing. That doesn't mean she's not going to doodle with these pens that I have bought her, but her drawing pens are specifically for drawing. So she had a toe into this little niche, and she actually bought, I know she bought one pen. She might have bought two. I don't remember. And then I know she bought at least one ink or maybe two. So I am going to take her samples of some of these inks. I know she absolutely loved the 1984, the George Orwell. And I don't remember what the other one she liked. It might have been a Little Princess. But I know there was a couple of the inks that I had purchased that she liked also. So I am going to share some of those with her. And yeah. Now, the one thing that I did notice, and I kind of told Emma, was that she likes the clear pens, the demonstrators. And so as we were going to a table, they usually had a lot of the more expensive pens laid out, and the pens that were not as expensive a little bit further down. And so I had told her that these were a demonstrator, and when they would start asking her what kind of pen she would like, she wasn't sure. And so I would say, well, she likes the demonstrator, the clear demonstrators, and they would start bringing those out. And I had already warned her, they're there to sell pens. And don't feel like you've got to pay $200 for a pen. Don't feel like you got to pay $150 for a pen. They will have pens for the budget that you have. And she did find a pen that was less expensive. And for someone, and that's a tip I want to give to someone this is only my second pen show I've been to. But if you go to a pen show, don't be afraid to say no. If you don't want to pay that much for a pen, don't pay it. Some booths will have a price listed, and you don't even have to ask. And those are my favorite booths to go to. But that is a big tip, is don't be afraid. No, that's not, I'm not spending that much for a pen today. And they really truly understand it, because there's a ton of booths there. But this particular booth, once I said she likes the demonstrator, he was like, oh, we've got these, and these. And I think that's the booth that she actually ended up buying one, because he did show her one that was in the price range that she wanted to pay. So it was very nice. So know what you want when you go. And also, this is going to be contradictory. Also have an open mind to, if you see something there that you like, don't hesitate to ask the price. And sometimes you're going to get a better deal. I feel like I got a better deal. So with that being said, that's all the wisdom I can impart. Most of them are going to have, if they have ink, they're all going to have the same kind of inks pretty much. Like I saw this one booth is the only, I think they were the only ones that I saw that had wearing gold ink. I think maybe one other booths might have had a couple of bottles. This particular one, and I don't remember the name of it, had a ton of wearing gall ink. Several had the pilot. There were a lot that had the colorverse. Um, but any of them that have the inks, they usually have a variety, and almost everybody's going to have the same ink, and they're all going to have it for really close to the same price as each one because they're there to sell. They're not trying to outbid somebody else. They're pretty much going to have the same prices on their inks. But it's nice because all of them usually have swatches of their inks, and so it makes it a lot easier if you're not sure of the color of the ink. You can look at the swatches and kind of figure out what you want. So I really enjoy going to the pen show for those reasons. It's just the information that the people that are there have about pens. They're very knowledgeable about pens. They're very knowledgeable about the inks. They're going to be very knowledgeable about the products that they have. And so it is worth the $10, even if you don't buy anything, just to go in and see, because you're going to see pens that are, one pen I looked at was $7,000. So you can see pens that you will probably never see anywhere else. And it's just a lot of fun. So if you get a chance to go to a pen show, go, because it is worth going to go see. So guys, the next video that I don't know it's going to be the next video, but then next one that I'm going to film is swatching all of my inks and filling up some of my new ink pens and giving them a try. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, guys, bye bye.